Well, hello there. It's Monday morning. While most of us in the UK have been awake for a few hours, the Americans are going to be waking up to an incredibly exciting day, especially if you're in view of the eclipse. Now, I saw the eclipse a few years back, well 20 odd years ago now, and that was a rather dull cloudy sky, and of course as the sun was eclipsed by the moon, of course you could actually view it through the clouds without any eye protection. But of course you mustn't look at it if it's full sunlight. You will be blinded if you look at the sun directly, so don't do that. Just find some other way. Apparently I've been hearing that a Mars bar wrapper is quite adequate to view the sun through. So if you hold the Mars bar wrapper up to your face and look through it, you can see the sun. But don't take my word for it. Make sure you test it out first before you get blinded. Of course, other chocolate bars are available. Yeah, okay. So it's quite interesting, though, isn't it? How Mars bar, the company is called Mars, but they couldn't find a name for that particular chocolate bar, so they just called it a Mars bar. Rather simple, but yeah, it's gone down the history of all my life anyway. Since I was a kid, there's always been a Mars bar for sale. And of course, Snickers used to be called Marathon in the UK, so I think that was also made by Mars as well. Anyway, I digress slightly. So yeah, you're in chance of seeing an eclipse. Now, it's 20 odd years since I saw one, and that was absolutely fantastic. All the birds go very quiet. Normally you hear the birds twitting around in the background, but when the eclipse came over, they all thought it was night time, so they went off to bed. Anyway, that's another story. So yeah, if you do get any experiences of actually watching the eclipse, just drop me a line and let me know what you thought of it. And if you're lucky enough to be able to take a picture, just send it over. The email's in the description. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Scotland as well. Scotland has just introduced a new blasphemy law. This is what they call a hate speech law, but it doesn't include hate speech against women. Of course, if you know anything about the Islamic religion, you'll know that women are technically worthless, and they've only just been categorized as human beings. So that is why I call this new hate bill a blasphemy law. And the next step, of course, for Scotland's justice system is to abolish Scottish law and to adopt Sharia law. That will be the next step. So just be warned, this is not the way we should be going. Scotland is definitely becoming radicalised and turned into an Islamic state, which I find absolutely appalling. And nobody's standing up. The Scots have to get rid of their SNP and overturn this new ridiculous law. How can you have a law that agrees with hate speech against women? That's terrible. That is absolutely fundamentally wrong, in my opinion. And this Hamza Useless has got to go. As an Englishman, I do respect the Scots. There's quite a lot that come out of there that we use today. Yeah. You do some research on what came out of Scotland. Okay, whiskey didn't come out of Scotland and all of the bagpipes, but that's beside the point. There is so much that come out of Scotland. And of course, if you've ever had the opportunity to go to Scotland, it is such a wonderful place. The countryside is absolutely amazing. Now, we have a few Scots on board ship. Hello. I know some of you actually watch. So, hello there. And yeah, I see you. Right, yeah. These are wonderful people, and they're all nice. They really are nice people. So turning Scotland into as an Islamic state is, I find, absolutely appalling. So moving on from a different subject. Well, I've got 1 week left before I go back. I'll go back on the 17th. I drive down, so really I've got until the 16th, and of course today is the 8th, as we know. So I've got literally about 8 days left before I have to go back to work. And of course I will be doing videos on board ship again, and I'll quite possibly go out to show you in the video I did about the Baltimore crash. I mentioned about how the emergency generator would have kicked in. If it wasn't the emergency generator, it would have been a standby auxiliary engine that would have started automatically. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the systems that we have on my boat, although my boat is quite old at the moment. It's 20-something odd years old. You can look it up on Wikipedia if you want. It is all available. It's all open to people to look out on the internet as it is. So anyway, what else is there? As I say, it's dull and dark and dismal. I haven't really been able to get out much. So the days that we have had, you don't know whether it's going to rain or not, so you don't want to start lugging all your camera gear down to see the ducks if it's going to tip down with rain as soon as you get there. So, but I will try and get out before I go back to sea. And of course, there is that Mappleton. Go down to Mappleton and look for some fossils. I've got quite a few fossils from there so far. It's mainly It's mainly fossil sponges and fossil corals. So that in itself is quite. I've never seen a fossil coral before, but they're full of light holes, and it's almost opaque. You can almost see in the depth of these holes where it's been filled up with some other form of rock that's dissolved into the crevices of the coral itself. Anyway, I'm digressing. So that's about it. It's coming up for 6 minutes. I try not to go into 8 minutes but anyway, if I do go into 8 minutes, I won't advertise the middle section of the video, just really for your viewing pleasure. And so that's about it. I have enjoyed your company. Come back. Let me know how you've got on with the eclipse and what you think of Scotland. I think England should adopt an American-style constitution, same as Scotland. I think they should do the same as well. Having an amendment for free speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, and all the other things. Okay, we haven't got arms in this country, but yeah, we should have the right to remain silent, although we do have the right to remain silent, but our police force don't understand it. Most of the crimes that happen in the UK, the police don't understand a single thing that's happening. They're just so ignorant of the law, yet they're out there to enforce feelings. Anyway, I better stop now before I ramble on too long. Catch you later. See you on the next one.